Artistic Gamer 7 and welcome back to another Pokemon to Create a Sim video. This one is obviously starting off a little bit different because I'm actually making a child sim, and I want to try to every once in a while, the point of this series is sort of to try to sort of challenge myself to some degree. Now obviously doing the adults tends to make that a little bit easier, and teens, because they have more options of stuff. And every once in a while I decide certain ones maybe I should give it a go as a child or even a toddler. This series I've actually done a few toddlers for a change. And this one is Magikarp, and I thought it was fitting to have Magikarp as a child because Magikarp, not to say like all children are like, say children are weak or whatever, but you know, they tend to be weaker than adults. And Magikarp is known to being the most, one of the most, if not the most, weakest out of all the Pokemon. It can't really do a whole lot other than splash and jump around and all that stuff. But it turns into one of the strongest Pokemon there, and that's part of the reason why it's sort of funny. It's quite hilarious. I've actually already previously made Gyarados, which is what Magikarp evolves into, and that was part of Series 1. I did Gyarados as a male, because I just randomly decided to, and I actually decided to do this one as, do Magikarp as a female, so this is female Magikarp, and I was just sort of having fun and playing around, trying to make her look a little on the derpy-ish side, but still, like, pretty in a way for, you know, a fish person. But yeah, when going in, I wasn't 100% sure what I was gonna do. I decided to do the little fin ears. Now, with some of my Pokemon to Sims, I try to get them looking more humanish than trying to give them features that are not, like, that humanish. But I still border the line with some of them because some of them are a little bit on this real skinny side. Some I give them, like, features and stuff that a lot of my Sims tend to have slightly bigger eyes, and things like that. And the way that I do my noses, I tend to do my noses all similar, and I've noticed that. I've tried to change it up a little bit. But yeah, so there are some things about my Sims that are a little bit not typically human features, or they're not, like, they're a little bit off for human features, so yeah, but you know, sometimes you just gotta play around and go a little bit further away from human than other times. Now, one of the things that was a challenge with choosing their ears, it actually made it hard to choose certain hairs, because certain hairs was acting real funny with it, and it was glitching through and things like that, so I had to play around with the hair and actually, like, find hair that worked with it, and also came in the color that I wanted it to, because when it comes to red hair, let me tell you, it is really hard to find some decent red hairs. One of my favorite CC creators that makes hairs in general is Wings, and Wings doesn't make any red hairs in theirs. That really makes me sad. So I have to find, like, recolors of them if I can. But yeah, so I wanted red hair for sure. I forgot why I actually chose a ponytail now that I'm doing this voiceover. I mean, partially it was the fins, but I also was starting to lean towards the ponytails anyway, before, like, even being concerned about the fins. But the little crown on the head is also to represent more of a fin-like thing, so, because Magikarp's obviously got the two side fins, and then the upper top fin as well. And obviously I went with a lot of orange. I decided to go pretty cutesy along with the derpiness. I actually, imagine that this child, when growing up, would be very clumsy because Magikarp. But yeah, I really actually like how she turned out. Sometimes when it comes to making the kids, it can be iffy, because I don't have as much, like, options for the kids and things like that. But I actually really like how she turned out. And I did actually not go too pale with her skin. Obviously, she's still pale. For Magikarp, there was, like, you know, those yellow colors and white colors mixed in there, so it made sense to have, for me to have, like, some of the pale skin, but I did try to get a skin that had, like, that reddish tone sort of underneath it, so reddish orange, and I am really tired of using the same skin tone for basically all of my water sims for these Pokemon, because a lot of the water Pokemon have that, like, color that is a almost a skin color. It's pretty close, so a lot of times that's what I use. I try to use those colors on the Pokemon to get as close to an actual skin color as possible. But, you know, I went a little bit differently with Magikarp, and I had a lot of fun with this one. I think she is really, really adorable, but at the same time, like, the way the eyes are is somewhat derpy. I can imagine being silly and a little funny in class and stuff like that, but I do like how Magikarp turned out. I was tempted to actually try to get some screenshots with Gyarados, because I'd previously made Gyarados. And I still might do some screenshots, and if y'all are interested in maybe seeing those over on my Twitter, let me know down in the comments below. But anyway, I do hope you like how Magikarp turned out as well. If so, hit that lovely like button, and you know, all that lovely YouTube goodiness. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!